Imagine pouring your entire life into waiting for one single moment. Not just any moment, but a specific day, tomorrow. We're about to dive into the story of a man who did exactly that. And, well, what happened when his tomorrow finally showed up?
Just think about that for a second. What if the one thing you've wished for years and years, finally arrives at your doorstep and you slam the door in its face? Sounds crazy, right? But this strange, powerful question is at the absolute heart of the story we're getting into today.
So we're looking at Joseph Conrad's short story, Tomorrow. And let me tell you, it is a haunting tale. It really explores this dangerous idea. What happens when a dream, one you hold on to for way too long, becomes more real and honestly more comforting than reality itself?
Okay, so our story kicks off in this small seaport called Colebrook, and it's all about this eccentric old guy whose entire life revolves around a single, all-consuming hope.
Let's meet Captain Hagbird. He's a total outsider in this town. He just showed up one day, built these two weird little cottages, and settled in. But he wasn't there to retire by the sea or anything. Nope, he was there to wait. See, 16 years ago, his son Harry ran away to sea, and the captain is absolutely, unshakably convinced that he is coming back. The town barber, he just nails it with this quote. The arrival date is always a moving target. It's always just over the horizon. It's this promise that's constantly being renewed, but it never actually comes true. The hope for tomorrow is the fuel that keeps him going, not the actual day itself.
The townspeople, they see it for what it is, a harmless craze. They know the story. He came here chasing some rumor from a mysterious letter. They see him putting ads in the Sunday papers, offering rewards for his lost son. To them, he's just the crazy old skipper, totally lost in a fantasy.
But the captain's waiting, it's created its own kind of gravitational pull, and it's trapped someone else in his orbit, his next-door neighbor.
And this is Bessie Carville. She lives in the other cottage, and she is completely trapped. She's the unwilling caretaker for her blind and, frankly, tyrannical father. Her life is a prison built from walls of duty and abuse, and there is seemingly no way out. And here's where these two lonely worlds collide. As Bessie listens to the captain go on and on, his delusion becomes her lifeline. His tomorrow becomes her own desperate hope for freedom. She starts to imagine this long-lost son not just as the captain's salvation, but as her own.
For years, this strange, sad balance just holds. The captain waits, and Bessie hopes. Until one evening, something changes. A stranger shows up. He's not in a hurry or anything. He just leans over the garden gate, watching the old captain work. But after years of nothing, this simple little action feels huge. You can just feel it. The past is about to smash right into the present.
So the stranger reveals he is Harry, and bam, the core problem becomes crystal clear. There are two Harry Hagbirds. There's the high-spirited boy from the captain's polished memories, and then there's the actual man standing at the gate, the one who remembers a harsh father and the sting of a leather strap. The man who's come back can never, ever be the boy his father's waiting for.
So, what happens when the dream finally comes face to face with reality? Well, it's not what anyone expects, not by a long shot.
Harry, with a hopeful Bessie urging him on, finally calls out to his father. He announces his back, the very words the captain has been dying to hear for over a decade. This is it. This is the moment. The wait is finally over.
But instead of the door flying open, Captain Hagbird's reaction is just shocking. He runs inside, and they hear it, the sound of bolts sliding home, a lock snapping shut. He barricades himself inside, rejecting the very thing he's lived for.
And Bessie's heartbreaking explanation. It reveals the story's tragic secret. The captain wasn't just waiting for his son, he was worrying about him. The process, the hope, the routine, that constant state of waiting that had become his entire identity. His son actually showing up doesn't complete his life, it threatens to completely erase it.
So where does this leave everybody? Well, with a dream shattered for some and a delusion perfectly preserved for another.
The truth is, the real Harry could never have stayed anyway. He's a wanderer by nature. He even compares himself to a gambasino, a prospector who loved the search more than the gold itself. He was never going to settle down. He couldn't be the son from his father's dream because that perfect, idealized boy never really existed in the first place.
For Bessie, the disappointment is absolutely crushing. Harry's arrival and immediate departure means her one tiny chance at escape has just vanished. Her hope, which was all tied up in the captain's dream, is gone. And she's just left there, trapped with her father, with no tomorrow to look forward to anymore.
And Captain Hagbird, in a twisted way, he gets exactly what he truly wanted. By rejecting his real son, he can now go on waiting for his imaginary one. He is safe again inside his obsession, forever free to believe that his perfect boy will be home tomorrow.
And all this leaves us with a pretty haunting question, doesn't it? I mean, Captain Hagbird's story is an extreme example for sure, but it kind of forces us to look at our own lives. How often do we fall in love with the beautiful dream of tomorrow precisely because it helps us avoid a difficult, messy reality today?